Hello. In this show, we meet Africa's top employers, and today we're putting the spotlight on Tsebo, a facilities management company operating in 26 African countries. I'm Jill de Villiers. Every year, the Top Employers Institute recognizes companies, and to date, 2,053 organizations in 121 countries or regions have been recognized for their outstanding people practices. Joining me now to talk about Tsebo and why it is deserving of this honor are Elani Kriya, Group Chief Human Resources Officer, and Dr. Chris Jardine, Group CEO of Tsebo. The focus of our conversation will be on developing people to unite for a brighter future. Dr. Jardine, let's start with you. In your opinion, what is it that sets your company apart?
Hi, Jill. Firstly, thank you for having us. Great to be with you. You know, Tsebo might just be the biggest company in South Africa that many people have never heard about. But this year we turned 52, so we've been around for 52 years. As you said, we're in 26 countries, and we employ over 32,000 people, roughly 28,000 of them in South Africa. We're a facilities management company, as you said, but what that means for us is that we design workplace solutions. And we design workplace solutions regardless of what your workplace is, whether it's an office, a mine, a factory, a school, a retirement home, and so on. So across the spectrum for clients from every single sector in South Africa. And we have a slightly different take, as I said, on facilities solutions. So we have a bouquet of some 80 services, and people will most often consume our services, such as our catering service, which you'll consume through a FedEx brand or a South Africa brand. We have a cleaning business that does cleaning, hygiene, and pest control. We operate a security business under the brand of Thorburn, and they do some interesting stuff. We do armed officers, unarmed officers, but we also focus very heavily on technology solutions and on risk analytics, which makes us a little bit different from what everybody else is doing in the market. We then bundle all that together through our integrated facilities division, and what they do is take the services that I've spoken about, together with many others that I haven't touched on, such as reception services, all the way through engineering and energy services. And the energy service is probably the one that's most sought after by our clients right now. As you said earlier, you know, we're a Pan-African company. We employ a lot of people, and because of that, we're particularly proud of the fact that and humble, I might add, that we've been recognized and certified as a top employer. And I'd love for my colleague Elani to tell you a little bit about all the hard work that's gone into getting us here and what it means for our company and what it means for our clients, because it's a testimony to the hard work of Elani and her team that we're actually here today.
So Elani, let's hear from you. So tell me, what goes into this? It really sounds like a lot, and it sounds very complex.
Thank you, Jill. Tsebo is a people business, and it's all about people. So at the end of the day, if you look at our purpose statement, it's developing people, to serve people, to uplift society. And that is the core of everything we do. So if you look at our mantra, that is our mantra. And the golden thread for us is to keep our employees healthy, safe, and create a working environment where they can really flourish and enjoy growing their careers in Tsebo. So what's going into Top Employers, yes, it's a lot of hard work, but it's actually a wonderful opportunity to benchmark your people practices and make sure that we can create a unique differentiator through our people practices. You know, if you look at the workplaces that we create for our clients, it's creating workplaces that work for them. So our employees the majority of them are deskless, 95% of the employees, and it means that we also need to create workplaces where they can engage, that they can feel part of Tsebo, and where they can still develop and grow.
So tell me a little bit more about these workplaces. Give me an example of one of them, and how did you then integrate the digital workers?
So with COVID, it actually accelerated our digital journey that we started on. And from an engagement perspective, because on our different client sites, and there are so many, we would then be able to get our employees to fully engage through digital solutions. So whether or not it is through our employee self-service or our learner management systems or through our communication platforms with our employees, we give them the opportunity to engage with us. To give you an example, we did an employee engagement survey recently, and just after COVID, the peak of COVID, and actually our employees gave us very good feedback saying that the trust in leadership was exceptionally high. It was actually one of the highest scores that we got in terms of the employee engagement survey, and because of our commitment to the digital journey and our commitment to making sure that we engage with our employees.
That is amazing. It's quite an interesting thing how more engaged people have become as a result of the digital stuff.
And let me just add to what Ilani was saying. So we have inside of our basket of services a service called Workplace Design. And what we do is we come and design bespoke workplaces. So you can imagine what's happened in the workplace over the last little while. COVID has put us all into digital mode. A lot of people are more comfortable working from home, but there is also a requirement for people to collaborate in the workplace. So when people do come to the office, whether they are refugees from load shedding or whether it's an actual part of their job, we have to create a workplace that is more hospitable, that is more attractive to them. So when we design workplaces, we design it with the idea in mind that we have to design for collaborative spaces, we have to design for teamwork, and you have to design for people who need to work in relative cocooned environments. And we do all that in a modern design nowadays. And that makes it possible, beyond just the tech, for us to take into account how people's ways of working have changed, and how important it is for people to collaborate, whether it's on a digital platform or whether they're doing it in the face-to-face basis. And you also then create an environment that has got some of the attractions, such as downtime areas, bespoke coffee solutions that makes it possible for people to really get excited about the fact they're going to have a chat over the coffee station, and a manner of other things. You know, some employers are going to the extent of putting in gyms at work just to make it easier for, and that was the case for some of the bigger corporates before, especially the globals. But it's increasingly the trend among South African companies as well. So we're seeing more than technology. It's encompassing the way we work, the generational divide between the millennials that have come into the workplace, who come with their own ideas, with the relatively older people in the workplace, such as myself. Yeah.
So Ilani, tell me a little bit more about that and your personal involvement.
Well, actually, Jill, we've got a HR fraternity, a professional group of people, and they have actually all contributed to our top employers certification. It would be wrong for me to only focus on myself. I have to focus on my team and the people that actually make things happen. And because of our dispersed workforce, we are all committed and all involved to visit sites, to make sure that we engage with employees, and we actually have a well-entrenched listening strategy. So we enable employees to give us positive feedback and sometimes constructive feedback on what we can do to make their individual work environments better. Just as we create work environments for our clients, we also want our employees to be in those workspaces and work environments where it could make a difference to them. So we enable our employees to share with us the things that would make a difference for them, from ideation to actually just coming up with the different ways of working, but then obviously very involved in the development of our employees.
Ilani, so what is it that you do to develop people at Tsebo?
Well, over the last year, we've developed more than 40,000 people from our small business partners that we have, our learnerships, unemployed learners, as well as our employees at large. We really strive to develop people for career growth and give people opportunity. At one of our client sites, we've got Puti Muremi that came in as a learner. Today, he's the proud owner of a coffee shop at one of our client sites, and in 2019, he won the Barista Award.
Fantastic. So Chris, tell me, you mentioned earlier that energy is a new area for you and the most popular, the most respected area at this stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jill, we've been in the energy game for well over a decade now. We cut our teeth in metering and consumption monitoring, and what that meant is that we we put out meters into a client site, and we put our own software over that so that we could monitor the utilization, so that we could tell them when their peaks and troughs were. We could explain to them how to save energy and so forth. It was a hop, skip, and a jump for us to be where we are now because of our project management sort of deeply ingrained in our DNA. And so what we've done is we are now able to assess the site. We are able to give consulting advice as to how you should proceed to reduce your load or to ensure that you've got sufficient standby capacity. We can, through our project management capability, install a plant for you, and we're installing some big plants in relative terms for some clients, 1 megawatt plants all the way up to 10 megawatt plants. And a plant would typically be a combination of PV, photovoltaic or solar, with the inverters that go with it and the batteries, and then some standby generator capacity to get that going. We'll then commission it, because we have the engineering capacity to do so, and we'll maintain it and we'll monitor it and optimize it on an ongoing basis. So it's a full life cycle, if you will, of your energy challenges that we're able to manage. And as I said earlier, we've had to beef up our team in that regard because of the number of clients coming our way, both from our existing client base, which numbers in the hundreds, but also from clients who are outside, who are looking for urgent solutions to the problem. You know, and while I'm talking about energy, I think for us, we see a lot of these challenges around us as opportunities. You know, so energy is a big challenge for South Africa, but it's a huge opportunity as well. You know, to reduce our carbon footprint as a country. It's a huge opportunity for us to put people to work, which is a big thing for us as a business, but also with other like-minded businesses and civil society and government. And that's but one niche. There are other niches as well, you know. If you don't mind, I'll just keep talking a little bit about what those others are.
Yeah, please.
So we see service delivery, if you will. We see the service delivery challenges of the country and the infrastructure challenges of the country, not just as challenges and problems. We actually see it as an opportunity to put just about every South African to work. So as a company, we see the opportunity for ourselves to contribute and be part of the solution. And we know we're in good company because just about every single business is putting their hand up and saying to government, send me. We think that there's a lot of goodwill on the part of government as well, and civil society, as I mentioned earlier. But if we can all hold hands, we can put the country to work. We can solve our energy problems. We can solve our infrastructure problems. We can solve our service delivery problems.
Chris, that sounds very positive.
Yeah, we're really thinking of this as an opportunity for the country, and dare I say, for the region as well, right? Yeah.
Great. Chris, thank you so much for coming in and chatting to us. Ilani, thank you. So my guests were Dr. Chris Jardine and Ilani Krier, CEO and Group Chief Human Resources Officer at Tsebo, respectively. Thanks very much for coming in to tell us about why Tsebo is on the 2023 Africa Top Employers list. And thank you for watching. Bye.